Hello and welcome to Morningstar. I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Nick Peters to give his 3 fund picks. Nick is Fidelity Multi-Asset Growth Fund Manager. Hi Nick.
Hi.
So what's the first fund you'd like to highlight today?
So the first fund is a UK fund run by Alex Savides, J.O. Hambro, the J.O. Hambro UK Dynamic Fund. He's a value investor, and I do think that over the next 6 to 12 months we're likely to see value stocks continuing to run strongly. They've had a very poor period of performance relative to growth stocks, and I think he's a strong investor. He has a clear process. He looks for stocks that generate value stocks that generate cash over time and have the potential or do pay a dividend. And I think they're the sort of stocks that investors will be looking at over the coming quarters. Because
the stocks that have done well over the last couple of years are no longer going to be the stocks that do well over the next 18 months, are they?
Well, I wouldn't like to be categoric in that answer, but I do think that you've seen such a strong run and you've seen that style reversing, and I do think that's likely to continue given the valuation discrepancy between one style and the other.
And what's the second fund you'd like to highlight today?
So again, it's another value fund, and this time in the US, and it's run by a firm called Hotchkiss & Wiley. And they have a value approach. Unlike Alex, where he's effectively picking stocks himself or with a small team, this is a much larger team and a team of analysts who recommend stocks that a portfolio manager will then select from a buy list, if you like. But a strong value ethos. They have a strong exposure to financials at the moment, and US financials have lagged in relative performance to other areas. So that if we see the value style continuing to run, that fund should do well.
And the US is famously an area where it's quite difficult for an active manager to add outperformance. But I suppose when it comes to a distinct style bias, this is the sort of thing which will pay off.
Yeah, so our approach within Fidelity Multi-Asset is to select managers who perform well against their style benchmark. And so, yes, I think now is the time to really pick those managers because they're likely to do well in this sort of environment.
And what's the third fund?
So for the third fund, I've selected a Fidelity fund, so emerging markets, run by Nick Price. And to be honest, he's had a poor year this year. His quality growth approach has really been left behind by, again, that strong run in value areas such as materials, energy and financials. But he's a very, very good fund manager. He's obviously supported by a strong research team. And so I do think over time, the performance will come through. You probably will have to be a bit more patient with the manager, but he's a good fund manager.
Nick, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
This is Emma Wall for Morningstar. Thank you for watching.